Number two, Mr. Speaker, in the entire debate, they only spoke about two things. That if you increase the money for counties, you will be reducing CDF. And when you reduce the money for counties, increase the money for counties, you reduce the money for the women reps. Mr. Speaker, that is a very narrow argument, because the argument here is the budget allocation. So I want to call upon my colleagues who will be representatives in that House, in that mediation committee, Mr. Speaker, that it is not about CDF. It's not about the GAF. It is about money. And Mr. Speaker, it is not really
maybe 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I've been away for long.
You have been away for long, so
I've been away.
maybe let me compensate you with at least.
I've been in this post for some time, but I thank God I'm back now. So, Mr. Speaker, it's a constitutional requirement. And Mr. Speaker, in 2010, when I was serving as the Deputy Minister for Justice, there was a serious cry to have county governments, so that, Mr. Speaker, we are able to take our resources back there. Let us not kill that particular very important principle. So, Mr. Speaker, I support it. Thank you.
Senator Koiti Andrew Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this important issue. I listened to the list you have read out, and I have my total confidence in them, 100%, that they are going to represent the true position of the Senate on the question of funds going to the counties. Our counties are underfunded, irrespective of how their money is being used. The counties are underfunded, many services cannot be provided, and we need more funds to go down to the counties. And as I have observed before, even the revenue, the calculation of the revenue has been manipulated to leave out a very big chunk of national government revenue. So the 15% we are talking of, at least 15%, is not even pegged on the true picture of the revenue raised nationally. It's revenue which it's a revenue that the National Assembly decided should be the revenue to go to the counties. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I am very happy I've chosen a team that I've got no doubt will not blink. And there's no room for blinking. We cannot blink. This is a case whereby if they don't want to give us the money for the counties, then let the budget sink. The time when we are taken for a ride are over. Those times are over, and we must get the counties getting at least the very minimum they require to survive. The figures we have were arrived at through a study. They are not random, and they cannot be randomly varied. Let the counties have their cake. As to what they do with the cake, that's the work of the Senate. We go down there and make sure that the money is used according to the law. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
There is a lot of interest on this matter. I'm afraid I might stop this at some point. Let's hear Senator Joe Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I think I also want, first of all, to congratulate the members that have been named by the Speaker of this Honorable House to go to the mediation talks, Mr. Speaker. And like everybody else has said before me, these are members whose capacity and commitment cannot be doubted by anybody, Mr. Speaker. One thing I would want to ask our colleagues in the committee to carry with them, Mr. Speaker, is to go and let the members of the National Assembly understand that we do not have any fight between counties and constituencies, Mr. Speaker, because money going to the counties, Mr. Speaker, is also money that is going to go to the constituencies which these members of the National Assembly serve. So, Mr. Speaker, I think we need to impress upon the members of the National Assembly that there is no hostility that should be entertained between counties and constituencies. And so, when they are looking at the monies that are going to be sent to the counties, Mr. Speaker, they should be friendly in so doing. Mr. Speaker, I have had many members of the National Assembly complaining in their counties, in their constituencies, of inadequate health facilities and medical care, Mr. Speaker. And if this is a concern that they have for their constituents, Mr. Speaker, I think the only way to address such a problem, because the biggest responsibility of counties, Mr. Speaker, is health, I think it would then be to give in to our request, or to admit our request for 415 billion, Mr. Speaker, so that our health facilities may be sorted, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when these members go to the negotiation table, because there is that reason that was given by the members of the National Assembly that
you know, once you get an opportunity, you should be able to engage what you can do in 2 minutes. Therefore, I think the message was very clear, and the team has been advised accordingly. Senator Sosi?
Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate the members who have been appointed to sit on the mediation committee, and to say that the task ahead is a very, very important task in as far as Article 96 of the Constitution is concerned. Mr. Speaker, I think the National Assembly members, where I used to serve with you, must understand that the most progressive thing that happened to this country since independence is a proclamation of the new constitution that provided for devolution, because there is an attempt to fight devolution. And it is unfortunate that the National Assembly is a house that is being used to fight devolution. I listened to the deliberation of the National Assembly on this matter, and I think in the mediation committee meeting, the first agenda should be that the majority leader and the chair of budget must give an apology, because they gave an impression that we as the senators were going to deduct money from CDF and money for roads, which was not the case. We are not talking about budget, the actual budget process. We are simply talking about division of revenue between the national government and the county government. So, Mr. Speaker, even as we talk about that, we need also to talk about the bigger issue here. On this order paper today, Mr. Speaker, there is order paper, there is order number 9, which is talking about bicameral relations between the two houses. And this bill, Mr. Speaker, this bill is unconstitutional. And I wonder why we are rushing us through.
Can you reserve your energy maybe until we get to the order number 9? You know, Senator Tabitha Keroche is conspicuously sitting on the majority leader's seat today. Is it like you are temporary majority leader, or what is it? 2 minutes for you. Honorable Senators, whenever you get time this afternoon, you can be able to make your comment on that matter. So let us make some progress.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. It is true, I'm now the temporary majority leader for the 1 week. My boss is in US, so anything that you want to report about the majority leader's office, this is the office now you should report to. And you should clap me for that. And I want to take this as an opportunity to congratulate the Speaker for the appointment of this mediation committee on the division of revenue bill. I think the people, the lovely people of Kenya that elected us and brought us to, and sent us to this house, which is an upper house, one of the assignment was to ensure that we fight for more revenue and send it to our counties. So I know the team that has been elected has what it takes so that we can achieve one of the assignment that we've been sent to do in this house, to ensure that we fight for more revenue and send it to our counties. I think the other part is to ensure that money is, we as the senators, it's used for development to our counties, and ensure that our governors use this money for the development of our counties so that our people can benefit across Kenya. Because the counties rely on the CEO that has been appointed to represent the county, and that is the governor. So the next person who is should do the oversight to ensure that money is utilized well, to ensure that it benefits our people, it is us, the senators. So let's do our work, and I'm sure the people that send us here will celebrate to know that they put the right people in this house. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to the next order. Country.